2021 could be a magical year for Nintendo. So many Nintendo franchises have some form of an anniversary. That's why this year could be the best year for Nintendo, since all these anniversaries could arrive on the Switch. And since the Switch is Nintendo's only piece of hardware, that means if Nintendo was supposed to celebrate all these anniversaries, it would all be released on the Switch, one platform, to celebrate all of these different franchises. Let me make it clear, I know not all of these anniversaries will be celebrated, unfortunately. However, I can dream and wish. I also want to make it clear that I am only looking at game franchises that have an anniversary by integers of 5, so 10, 15, 20, you get the idea. Since Nintendo so far has not announced anything for any of these franchises, let's speculate on what they could announce. So, here are upcoming Nintendo anniversaries that Nintendo should celebrate. 40 years ago, arcade cabinets were forever changed with Donkey Kong. This barrel jumping and reaching to the top the quickest to get the highest score was and still is addicting. Since this game is already on the NES collection for Switch Online, I don't see how Nintendo can celebrate it. Maybe releasing gameplay footage or even a trailer to a new Donkey Kong Country game? But even then, it seems like whatever Project Retro was working on before has been cancelled or put on hold until Metroid Prime 4 comes out. I would love to see a new NES remix for this game released on the Switch. I think it would have some excitement to add for the original arcade cabinet. Or, heck, even release a select few arcade cabinets from Nintendo themselves. I think that would be a great collector's item. However, I don't think we will sadly see anything for Donkey Kong this year. Speaking of retro and Metroid will be having a 35th anniversary. What I want is either Metroid Prime 4 and either another trailer, gameplay, or for it to be released. If not, then a 2D Metroid for Switch or even Metroid Prime Collection can be a close second for me. But something tells me since nothing was celebrated during Metroid's 30th anniversary, I don't know if Nintendo will even release anything for it. Also, to add that Metroid isn't a huge seller for Nintendo, but who knows? Since Metroid has been in a lot of people's minds for a while now, hopefully Nintendo can have some type of celebration for the Bounty Hunter. Speaking of a game franchise that's not on everybody's mind is Kid Icarus. This year marks the 35th anniversary for this angel. Honestly, I'm not hoping or wanting anything because I'm not the biggest Kid Icarus fan. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate Pit. That's more of Dark Pit. But I do think it would be cool if they remade the original Kid Icarus and updated the visuals to a more modern type of graphic setting. I think it would be a cool callback to the original, also leave the difficulty and BS in it as well. I'm expecting some spirits to be added in Smash Bros. Or some type of spirit event with Kid Icarus since Sakurai made the most recent Kid Icarus game, Kid Icarus Uprising on the 3DS. I would argue the biggest anniversary for Nintendo fans, who do not play Pokemon games of course, is The Legend of Zelda. Also celebrating its 35th anniversary, now we all know we are expecting two different types of games, either Breath of the Wild 2 and or a Legend of Zelda compilation like 3D All-Stars with Mario that released last year. I don't think it will be anything else since Age of Calamity came out last year. I am also certain that there will be some kind of clothing, Lego, etc. type of deals as well. I see Legend of Zelda being the biggest anniversary with Nintendo this year. Now let's get into our 30th anniversary games. It's none other than F-Zero. I would love to see a new game of the F-Zero franchise, or even a port of or remake of F-Zero GX. I think Nintendo is really missing out on not having an F-Zero game for so long. But I don't think we will see anything, especially with the producer of F-Zero GX just recently saying he can't wait to see what Nintendo comes up with and how Nintendo should make F-Zero more challenging since Mario Kart is a lot easier to jump in and play. But hopefully I am wrong. Speaking of anniversary we would definitely see a lot of is Pokemon. Pokemon has its 25th anniversary, and the Pokemon Company has already announced many announcements to come. Now I'm just going to quickly go through what I want since I will be making a video more in detail based on all of this, but I think there will be Gen 4 remakes to release this year, new Pokemon Snap to release this year, more of a summer type of game, Pokemon Unite to release in beta form this year, new clothing, Lego, trading card games, and even an event in Pokemon Go. Like I said, expect a video on this before Pokemon Day. Personally, what I think could be an earth-shattering announcement for myself for this year is the trailer, gameplay, and release of Pikmin 4. Since Pikmin 3 has its 20th anniversary, I don't think Pikmin 4 will release this year since Pikmin 3 Deluxe came out last year. But I do think we will get an announcement for it this year. I was also thinking maybe a Pikmin and Pikmin 2 port to the Switch, but it wouldn't make sense since Pikmin 3 Deluxe came out last year and I could see that angering fans, or we could hear nothing on this franchise, which would be the biggest crime ever committed by Nintendo. And finally, Luigi's Mansion also hits its 20th anniversary, and I'm certain we won't see anything from this franchise since Luigi's Mansion 3 came out 2 years ago. It seems like Nintendo only releases a Luigi's Mansion game per system, so I feel like we won't get anything of that. Maybe a deal on Luigi's Mansion 3, or maybe a port of Dark Moon, who knows. But also fun fact news here, going off the script, Nintendo just acquired Next Level Games. Next Level Games have made games like Punch-Out for the Wii, Mario Strikers Charge, Metroid Federation Force, which I pray to God we'd never see that game ever again, and the Luigi's Mansion 3 franchise. So, maybe the big news to celebrate the 20th anniversary for Luigi's Mansion was more with Nintendo acquiring the studio that made Luigi's Mansion, that Nintendo trusted them to make. I don't know, I think that's a pretty cool announcement. I'll get more into that in my news video later on this week. I mentioned a little bit of merchandising with Legend of Zelda and Pokemon, but I'm hoping all of these games I just mentioned have some type of merchandising to do with clothing, figurines, you know, exclusive items that you can only get for a certain time. Probably something with Club Nintendo, or not, whatever they call Club Nintendo now. But it would be really cool to see, like, for example, in Nintendo, you can take this idea, is like an amiibo, but having it be a Donkey Kong arcade amiibo and just releasing that for a limited time. I think that would sell gangbusters. It would be high in demand. It would actually be a celebration. And then another thing too that I should have mentioned, especially with Legend of Zelda and any other game that they make a compilation of, please do not make the release date like release the game and then you can only buy it for a certain amount of time. Make it available forever, or as long as the Switch is out and around. To me, it just doesn't make any sense how, with Mario 3D All-Stars compilation, how they messed that up so badly, in my opinion. Because, of course, Nintendo is a gaming company, the games come first. That's why the merchandising part of this video is after I talk about all the games and all the anniversaries and all the franchises that are celebrating stuff. But to me, it's like, Nintendo, do not mess any of these anniversaries up. And I'm mostly looking at The Legend of Zelda, because Pokemon Company, they have that under control. But I'm praying that Nintendo, you can, especially with Legend of Zelda, treat it with more respect than you did with Mario's 35th anniversary. I mean, heck, even all of these anniversaries, I wish you would just celebrate, but make merchandising popular like you did with Mario. You know, and not just amiibos. I know my example was over an amiibo, but that'd be really cool if, like, you release some Metroid, like, plushie or some figurine with Metroid. We never see those. We just see either third-party websites making Metroid stuff, or they're like in forms of amiibo. But don't get me wrong, the amiibos are cool, but yet again, Nintendo, you can do a lot with all of these anniversaries. I will gladly give you cash for Legend of Zelda stuff and Metroid stuff. And I'm not even the biggest Metroid fan. Heck, please make more Pikmin merchandise, like shirts. Dude, jackets, sweatshirts. I want a Pikmin sweatshirt. I wear my Smash Brothers sweatshirt that I should be for this video, but I'm not. Man, I really want a Nintendo licensed. It came from Nintendo. Someone in Nintendo, or someone that they worked with, made the idea of this Pikmin sweatshirt can be a reality, can be a thing. Because I got Pikmin 3 Deluxe coasters, and yeah, they're cheaply made, but I got them for free with Nintendo.com with their rewards program. Rest in peace to Club Nintendo, you had better rewards. But yet again, like, I love these coasters. I love them. They are like, it's just pictures of Pikmin 3 stuff. It's awesome. Small stuff like that I really want, because I'll buy it. I'll get stuff like that. And then if you're also going to do stuff with Nintendo's, like the rewards program, get more stock in, especially if you're going to do a whole bunch of like Legend of Zelda posters, if that's the route that you're going with, is compilation and not Breath of the Wild, or both of them. Get more posters available and make stock heavily available so more and more people can get it. I felt terrible when I didn't get the Mario 3D All-Stars compilation posters, because they were already sold out. I had all the coins or whatever that I had to get it, but I couldn't get it because it was sold out. It's just, to me, Nintendo, you have so much franchises just ready to go, like to celebrate their anniversaries. Don't lose this opportunity. This is an amazing opportunity. And next year too, since I looked up what anniversaries they have, I think next year was going to be mind-boggling too. But for this year, you have just so many franchises from different genres of gaming: JRPG, action adventure, real-time strategy, puzzle, first-person shooter, maybe even 2D side-scrolling. You have so much games from different genres that you can just make so much money from this year, Nintendo. You guys got this. Make 2021 the year of miracles, the year of dreams, and please, just for one last thing before I get to the outro of this video, please make Pikmin 4. That's all that I want. Nintendo has plenty of franchises to celebrate. Will they celebrate all of them? Most likely not, but I can dream. I will make a similar video for next week talking about third-party games that have anniversaries that I am excited for. I'm kind of trying to make a Nintendo connection with them, but all of them, it's just not going to be. One of them is a Microsoft Xbox exclusive, and we all know which one I'm talking about. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and smash that bell. I will see you all in the next video. Until then, have a nice night, stay safe, stay positive, and Nintendo, please make Pikmin 4.